welcome to After the Show. I'm DeAnna Brown, the host of the Fwdprogress show, and I'm here with today's guest from November. Oh my goodness, my guy Jaira White here. Y'all haven't seen him yet. He's been on the background, all of those videos and things you see, created by Mr. Jaira White. And y'all saw Mr. Keith Bean on the violin. And my co-host, my co-host back there, Jay Darius, but this is our mental health coach, Nevetta K. King, and we have author Diane Hannah and her beautiful daughter Taylor.
Yes.
Woo-hoo. And then in a little bit, we'll be having Devin Matthews from Dev Soul. She'll be joining us. Listen, it's after the show. We're comfortable, we're kicking it, and I got a few questions from a guest. Let me tell y'all how it started, right? I had to come out my mental health closet and deal with adult ADHD, deal with some depressions, and just deal with things that were in life. And I think my first show, I laid on the couch and let Nevetta, I need help. And so just dealing with all kind of issues that people have, and sometimes people keep closeted. I wore a mask for a very long time. And so, that way, now just taking the mask off, just letting it fly, because God has been so good to me that we were just talking about just sharing information and sharing knowledge. And so I want to kick it off with Nevetta K. King talking about generosity. You had started when we were just talking about sharing generosity, sharing your information that, tell me what you mean by that.
What I was sharing is that one of the things, especially this year, if we could be mindful sitting around our holiday tables about sharing information to bless the generations that are coming after us.
Yeah.
We are now the
seniors.
Are we the seniors? But we're that generation, right? And I was just thinking about how we hear that I've said this so much this year. If I would have known that
part,
I wouldn't have had to go through this, right? Okay. And so normalizing whatever conversations are necessary, being generous with that information so that the generation that's coming can avoid some of the obstacles that we've had.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Writing your book. Come on, Deb, you can come in and sit down, girl. This is after the show.
Yes,
family is around the table, okay? Come on, Deb. Thank you.
Great news. I'm so prepared.
Hey.
Good.
That's okay. Glad you're here.
Beautiful.
Glad you're here.
Oh, yeah.
So, Diane, like in your book, your mother passed down wisdom, right? A lot of us have family. We're going to be visiting family at Thanksgiving and Christmas time over the holidays, and sharing that. Tell me how you think is best, because sometimes I didn't want to hear about people's medical reports while I was eating the sweet potato pie. I don't really want to hear about your diabetes ain't so-and-so. I didn't want to hear that. And I'm killing the pie, but how is a way that we can share it that it's not information that I'm shoving down your throat and making me want to repel?
I think one of the things is sharing information that helps people move forward. The name of your show, Fwdprogress.
Yes.
So a lot of times we can't progress forward, or we don't, or we can progress forward easier if our sisters help us, or if our brothers help us, because you have information. So instead of feeling like maybe someone else is a threat, give them the information, share the information. God has given us information. He's given us people that have given us information. So we in turn need to pass that information forward so that others can progress.
I love that. And being generous. I got a question for you two young men down here. So a lot of times during the football games at my house, or during the holidays, the men are all around the football game. The women are over there in the kitchen cooking, kids are running a while. So how do you bring up conversations to uncles or those older gentlemen that you want to know about? I'm just going to assume let's talk about finances. How do you bring that up? You got the uncle that has a lot of money, right? And the uncle that has not, rich dad, poor dad. How do you bring up the conversation? Yo, uncle, how you make all your money? I mean, how do you think you can broach that conversation to get wisdom versus a shutdown? Don't count my money in my pocket. What you think?
Well, how I approach it is I approach them as I'm young and I'm wanting to learn, so I could possibly in the future get what you get. Be like you and learn from you. And once you take it that way, as you're trying to learn and not so much just trying to get something quick and just You know what I mean? I think they'll respect that more.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, ma'am.
I like that. What you think, Keith?
Yeah, I think like one of the biggest things I learned at college was that closed mouths don't get fed. So
Say that.
like even if it's not finances or it's talking about other things, like you have to get uncomfortable. You have to start learning to get uncomfortable with, asking for the things you want, asking for experience or knowledge or anything. You have to get comfortable with asking that. So I think just relating it to your own personal problems, I think that builds a connection that makes it easier to talk about.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. I got a question for you, John, in the background back there. Does your family expect you to sing every holiday?
At family reunions, yes.
See?
But those are distant relatives.
Okay.
My immediate family knows that I'm not going to do that. I'm only here to eat and enjoy myself. But I love the conversation that we're having, because in our communities, it can be very closed off and people hiding things, and you hear about family secrets being divulged years after the fact. Whereas, we can be more open and share the information that we have amongst our relatives. I mean, goodness. Right. And I feel like, I'm in the middle of my life, so I'm kind of in between, these young folks who are in college, these older folks who've been married a million years. And so I'm trying to gain wisdom and still learn of this generation that's right behind me so that I can stay with the times and the things that are going on. And so, like you said, it's important for all of these generations to share information. Just because you're young doesn't mean that you don't have anything to share.
That's so good.
Because I need to hear that information too, because TikTok is moving so fast and all these other things are moving so fast. I need your help, and I'm a millennial, so I need to hear what's new and what's going on, and I need to hear the old traditions to have those memories as people move on and transition. So, sharing information is just critical to, I think, the development and the growth of our communities.
Yes,
that's
and
true.
Everyone plays a role in that. It's not just for the elders. It's everybody in between,
I like
and
that.
The youngest as well.
That's good. I'm going to come to you, Taylor. My goodness. Now, I don't know, is Mom still with us? Your mom still with us? So that's 3 generations. Now, Mama wrote a book about you, so you are steep. You got wisdom coming out your ears.
Yes.
Ooh, child, does it get on your nerves sometimes?
No, it doesn't.
Good. I love it. She's like, yes, that's wonderful. Tell me how that feels to have that 3 generations of wisdom that you can just rely on.
I mean, my mom and my grandma are my absolute world. So, just being able to learn from them and really just being able to have them. I graduated, I went to college in Atlanta, and I came back. So, I mean, it's not really ideal for people to come back home, or, it's not necessarily a lot of things that people want to do when they graduate. But being able to be here with them and just soak up all their knowledge while I have the opportunity, it's such a blessing. And I just love them as people. So
that's good.
It's I just love being around them.
That's so good. Oh, look, I was like, yes. Devin, I'm coming to you. So we got something real special. Yeah, we got something real special in common. Devin is the sole caregiver along with her husband of her mom, who is suffering now with dementia's Alzheimer. My mother is also going through her bout with dementia. It's very different, So tell me, how are the holidays for you?
That is an awesome question. We find creative ways to incorporate Mom because she's bedridden, but I'm not going to take those things away from her. So, for example, we pull names, and I'll take it to her, let her pull. Her thing was she made the green bean casserole. And I know a lot of people don't like green bean casserole, but it's so good if it's made correctly. I've taken up the mantle of making it, but what I do is I sit her up in our hospital bed. I take 2 cans of green beans, put them in a bowl, the chicken, the cream of mushroom, and everything, and I let her stir. Because she's paralyzed completely on this side. I let her stir with this hand, and she just blushes. And I let her just like scoop 1 spoon, and then she feels like she did it. And I just take it to the kitchen and fix it or do another, whatever. But I give her that chance. She's not had one holiday that she's not made to herself the green bean casserole.
That is
I
beautiful.
let her sign cards, even though it may be a squiggly line.
Right.
Sometimes she can do her R, but I just find ways. We sing songs. When I'm baking, she can smell everything. So she's my taste tester.
Oh, good.
I still buy her the little hats. No matter the holidays, either bunny ears, the Santa hat, whatever from her hospital bed. And I used to go to the hospitals. Her ICU at Methodist, they walked in, there were like 2 or 3 Christmas. She had a big old ICU room. I had the little plastic with the little things on the glass, so when people passed by, I made her feel like she was at home because that's all I knew to do, because my mother decorated for St. Patrick's Day. Every holiday, she put something on the door, she made whatever, so I want to give her that. So that's a way. Don't forget about your incapacitated, elderly, or disabled family members and loved ones. They want to be a part, and it's a part of them that still resonates with that.
Yes.
That's so true.
Don't leave them out.
That's so true.
beautiful.
Today when we were, Jira went live, Nevetta said, your mama was commenting. So her caregiver, Brenda, shout out to you, Brenda. She was there with mama watching us on live. And when I tell y'all every Sunday at 6:30, Eleanor is faithful to watch the Forward Progress show. Okay? I used to say she my only fans, and then I found out what that meant. So I said, stop saying that. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know. But I mean, just for y'all who know my mom, like starting in March until where we are right now, God has been faithful. She does not look like what she's been through. There was a time she didn't even know who she was or who we were. And now she's at this point where she's remembering things and making a comeback. She still has some of the little elderly issues that she has. But I love what you say. Don't forget about them. Don't push them off in a corner because they can't participate like they did before. Go ahead. What you got to say? I saw you moving. You got something to say?
No, man. I'm positive, but I do like what you're saying, and I do agree. And hearing all of these things is just making me think, what if that was my mom? What if that was my dad? And it just made me appreciate them more.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day that doesn't come to be. But most definitely, I do agree with everything y'all saying. Be more inclusive.
Yeah.
The ones that can't.
That's it.
Like they used to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm getting real good with that wheelchair, my man. You know? But I think our show is talking about generosity. And a lot of times, you guys both touched on being generous to yourself during this time period. And there's a lot of people, I come from a big family. And even though we've had our ancestors that moved on, my father has gone on to be with the Lord, my family is so large. I got 6 uncles on one side of the family, okay? Wow. Yes, amazing. Uncle Roger, Uncle L.A., Uncle Eugene, Uncle Hicks. Love y'all, just in case you're watching. But I'm saying, there are people that have lost their loved ones. For instance, our board president, Patsy Whitfield, they all... It's after the show. It's okay. It's all right. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep moving.
Talking about these ancestors. They're saying hello.
Hello. We here with y'all. It's all right. That's the real if y'all see him. But when I tell you that... Okay, we good. We're going to just cut this little part out. And that's just water. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Okay. Where was I at? Oh. Where was I going?
We were talking about the loss, generosity,
Gotcha.
and loss.
And so our board president, Patsy Whitfield, they do this every holiday season. Those that have lost both their parents, their mothers, and their fathers. And some of them are older. Some of them are already senior citizens and above. But they come together and they do a Friendsgiving, like a family Thanksgiving. And those that have lost loved ones, they come together. And now there's a new family that is formed, right? And so if you know people that have lost their family, and sometimes people are really sad during this time period. I don't know. Is your family here in San Antonio?
They're not. They're all in Houston, or they're in Arkansas, or they're in Louisiana. So getting everybody together is a struggle. So.
And so for sometimes college kids, they're left here in San Antonio. come over to our house for Thanksgiving.
I was
okay?
going to too.
We got a place for you. And I
Right.
remember that growing up, my mama would get people from the military, and I didn't know anything. And every year she would bring, these strangers from the military,
Right.
and they come and enjoy Thanksgiving with us or Christmas. So there's a way to be generous, and I know nowadays you got to be careful who you let in your house now.
Exactly.
Use wisdom. Okay? Watch as well as pray. I'm just saying. Mental health coach, how can people that are really, really struggling, what are some tips you can give us?
Thinking about avoiding the blues
Ooh,
during the holiday,
come
right?
through.
And it is, if you're dealing with loss and you want to honor the traditions,
Yeah.
as always, and also embrace making new traditions.
Okay.
You still want to be mindful and have an attitude of gratitude, because that'll keep you mentally and emotionally, hopefully, above ground.
Yeah.
If so that you're not, sinking with stinking thinking. We don't want to do that. And so in other ways is, say no if you have to.
Yeah.
Don't feel like I have to show up to everything. If you're not feeling it, embrace that as well. And because that can also have a reverse effect.
Right.
And then also surround yourself with people and don't suffer in silence.
Oh, that's
and
a
let
good one.
people know what you're going through.
But it is okay to not be okay for a
It
moment.
is okay to not be okay and to acknowledge it
And that's the part.
and embrace it, and don't let anyone make you feel any type of way about it.
That's good. That's really good.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to talk about all this food. I'm on my mental health journey and my healthcare journey, losing weight and feeling great. But, it's very difficult to stay away from that sweet potato pie.
Moderation.
Moderation.
Yeah. Just don't overdo it.
Just don't overdo it. How y'all do it? How y'all do it?
I'm not gonna lie. I give myself, and I shouldn't, but I always get to that day after I'm cooking. I've baked and everything, and my cousin just sent me a recipe this morning. She said you should put this on yourself for Thanksgiving. This sweet potato cheesecake brownie bites.
Ooh.
And I said, girl, why? I said, why did you send me that? Because I have
just
to taste
sound
it.
right.
No, I do a lot of hybrid desserts, sweet potato pecan pie. All in one type things, and
Oh, wow.
and I find myself, I have decided to do sugar replacement and sugar-free options for people as well. But I know it feels like for me, and I'm going to be vulnerable for a minute. I always feel like around the holidays, it is a struggle. It's hard. I miss my mom being up and being around. And so I just go all in. I give myself a pass on Thanksgiving and Christmas. There was one Thanksgiving, though, a couple years ago before COVID. I had lost so much weight, and I was just eating plates of vegetables. That's the only one time I'll admit that I did that. And everybody thought I was crazy, but I was just in that place mentally that I didn't let it affect me. But I think I do a lot of emotional eating. I don't know if I'm the only one.
You're not alone.
Stress eating and stuff. Okay. So what is a good way to try to just not eat your holiday feelings? That sounds so crazy. But
I love it. Eat your holiday. Don't eat your holiday.
don't eat your holiday feelings.
Okay, I'm gonna write a song about it. Here you go. You gonna play the violin? Okay, all right.
Holiday feelings. Don't eat.
David, I love it. That was a good one. John, you want to join.
On holidays, I take a break. I'm off.
You off on the holidays?
If I'm not doing caroling and all that, I'm off. I'm eating.
So you're gonna go on see? Okay.
Yeah, that's the time where I'm going to eat. But also, I think it's being mindful of your goals. So if your goals involve weight and portion control, then holding a brownie in your hand is not going to be beneficial for you. Right. Sitting next to the desserts is not going to be beneficial for you. So figuring out, okay, if my goal is I'm only going to have one dessert today. I'm going to sit in a certain place. I'm going to be in a certain place. Because, if you're sitting, holidays, you sit and chit chat, watching The Temptation. You're just eating and chilling and talking and eating. And, how many desserts have you had today?
Exactly.
So I think it's just putting yourself in a mindset. I will not be in that mindset, but I encourage those who need to be in that mindset, who want to be in that mindset, to strategically place yourself. Because, a lot of folks are just kind of...
mindless.
It's me. I am those folks. We are just carefree and eating as we please.
I'm going to try that, John. I'm gonna try to sit away from the stuff.
Because right, if you
Taylor, what you got to say back there?
I'm with him. I will be having a great time the next coming months. So
I'm gonna work out before the
Exactly.
holiday. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I'm gonna get with you, Miss DeAnna.
Thank you. Man, my time is winding up. I love After the Show. It is amazing. I want to thank our producer, Leon Burns, and our editor, Mr. Darrell King. Thank TVSA for this opportunity to be here, and all my guests today. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, the top and the middle, or my whole heart, right? Go from dream to screen, page to stage, and you can make forward progress at any age. Thank you for watching.